The Walthers 90-foot single-track through girder bridge kit. It's a pretty common bridge. You see these in a lot of places. And it was the right length for an application I had, so I selected this bridge kit. When I opened the box, I was surprised by how few parts there are, especially compared to the Pratt truss bridge I recently built. Looking over the sprues in the kit, we get two of this sprue, has the top bottoms and the ends of the girders, has the knee braces, has the shoes, and it has the top plates for the deck. It has this sprue if you want to do a ballasted deck. Has the floor beams that are molded in one piece. That makes that pretty easy. The girder on that sprue is an extra part. This sprue has the two girders we'll use, and it also has ties for an open deck if you want to add your own rail. And we have Walthers' infamous instructions, which could always use improvement. If you haven't built this kit before, I strongly suggest you read through the instructions. And I know we hate doing that, but it's important you do that so you get the bridge optioned out the way you want it. Installing the cover plates for the girder. Now it's important that you start from the center and work out. Here you can see I've tacked the bottom cover plate in the center. You can also see in the lower right hand corner that I attached the corner piece, and that was a mistake. I ended up having to put a bunch of styrene cement on that corner piece so I can get it off. I started with that corner piece, but I quickly found out there was no way I was going to get everything to line up beginning there. I have the two bottom cover plates installed, and you can see they meet right in the center of the girder. After installing the bottom plates, I added the end in the corner. If you wanted to, you could start with the top plates. It doesn't matter, top or bottom plates, start there. But don't start with the ends. Here you can see after adding all the plates that the girder turned out pretty nice. Here's a point where you need to be careful. When you attach your girders to the floor beams, you need to make sure you install them at a 90-degree angle. The floor beams, the end of the floor beams are slightly beveled. If you glue the girder to the floor beams so that the girder makes full contact with the floor beams, your girder's going to be angled like this. I used some small squares and some clamps to make sure my girder was 90 degrees to the floor beams. In this image, you can see both girders are clamped to squares, and I let that set up overnight like that. Here's where you got to pay attention again, and here's why you need to read through the instructions. Now, there's several different ways to install these plates. The plate in the picture is if you want to use regular flex track on your bridge. The short plates that end just past the rivets are if you want to use Walthers bridge track. And you don't use any plates at all if you're going to ballast the track. I'm using flex track on my bridge because the curve that enters into the bridge, the curve exits just as it meets up with the bridge. So I figured that flex track would be my best option here. I have all my plates installed, and let's take a quick look at the bridge. Adding the shoes is the last step in our bridge construction. I'm not going to use the ties supplied with the kit, but I will use it for a guide so I know which ties to remove from my flex track. Well, that's it. The bridge is built. It goes together very quickly. You could probably easily build it in an evening. I took a couple evenings to build it. Probably have, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 hours in it. I'm not sure when I'm going to paint it. I'll probably prime it when I prime the truss bridge. Probably paint it black. I could paint it silver, but probably paint it black. I'll do some weathering on it, but I'm not going to make it look like it's rusting to pieces. The rivet detail is pretty good. The assembly was great. The parts fit was great. The only issue with the parts fit was the beveled ends on the floor beams. Something you got to look out for. But the knee braces, once you install the knee braces, everything is, 90 degrees. So as long as your glue doesn't set up when you're attaching the girders to the floor beams, you'll be in good shape after you install the knee braces. Final look at the bridge, and we'll call this one done.